But what if part of this was built on, a shaky foundation, so to speak, especially towards the end of the year? Seasonals, positioning, growth is slowing. The Fed's probably not cutting as much as the market thinks. All of that together, does that weaken the case that this is a new and about to rage bull market?
I don't think it does. And I certainly am sympathetic to the idea that the Fed's probably not going to be as aggressive as maybe the market's pricing in right here. But I don't think you can disconnect that concern with the reaction that we've seen from equities. And that's everything, forget the Magnificent Seven or even the S&P 500 for that matter. I mean, we've seen really good thrust indications out of the microcap, the Russell Microcap Index, the small cap index. If you really look globally, particularly if you take out China and Hong Kong, the global markets are acting much, much better. So whatever's out there, whether it was a concern that the Fed was going to overstep their boundaries or, frankly, global central banks were going to overstep their boundaries, that's coming off the boil. And I think that's going to give us some latitude to move higher. The other thing to keep in mind, because I think people are concerned about this, is the triple B spreads and most of the credit indications, and when I say most, I mean all, the credit indications that we look at still say that there really isn't a whiff of credit concerns or recession in these markets. And so I think the Fed has done a good job at engineering what's going to prove to be most likely a soft landing.
What if rates get back on the boil, though? Look, we went from 5 to 4 on the 10-year. And I don't know, we're still a little concerned on this last mile of inflation. If the Fed doesn't cut as much as the market thinks, which you say is likely, if inflation doesn't come down now quick enough towards target, we could be in an area where we get a little sticky for a while.
A little, but I think that's kind of reaching or grasping for a bearish narrative. If we look at the data underneath the surface, it's pretty clear that it's moving in the right direction. Energy, obviously, a big part of that call. I think we're in much better shape, and frankly, we've thought that for at least a year now, that we've been in better shape on the inflation front than the consensus, and we're still in that camp. So I think there's some latitude there. The real question is real rates for us, and as long as real rates stay roughly below 200 basis points, that's plenty of ammunition for the equity markets. We start getting above 225, 250, and that does start to pinch off the equity market forward returns historically, and we're not in that zone yet. So I think we're okay. Can we take the 10-year yield back to 425? Absolutely. Will that have a consolidation impact on the S&P? Absolutely, I think it will. Will it dislodge or derail the bull market? I don't think that happens.